Arthur, please, just let me go. Lillian's voice was raw, pleading. Did Sarah beg for mercy like this? Alexander Sterling, his eyes like chips of ice, didn't flinch. Sarah's tragedy has nothing to do with... Shut up, Lillian spat, defiance flickering in her eyes. You think I'd believe you? Just end me. That's the easiest thing for you, isn't it? But I'll make your life a living hell, even now. I wish it was all a dream, she whispered, the fight draining away. 5 years ago, the wedding... Mrs. Davies' voice, sharp and cold, cut through the air. The wedding is off, Mrs. Davis. Ethan Davies, his face a mask of disbelief, stammered. Lillian, believe me. You're a criminal, Mrs. Davies hissed, and you still think you can marry Ethan? No way. Ethan, let's go, Mrs. Davies commanded, pulling her son away. Ethan hesitated, turning back to Lillian. Wait, let me say goodbye. He reached into his pocket, pressing a small, cold object into her hand. We were locked up together. I have something for you. For protection. You know, when you get out, the person you'll face will make you miserable. Miss Lillian, a gruff voice interrupted. After release, where to go? Wherever Mr. Sterling says, she replied flatly. I'm all yours. A hand, rough and impatient, grabbed her arm, pulling her towards a waiting car. Take it off. Arthur, was Grandma taken away by your men? Lillian demanded, resisting. Don't you understand? He snarled, his grip tightening. I told you to take it off. If this is to satisfy your sick taste, then I'm afraid I can't, she retorted, refusing to yield. He laughed, a harsh, humorless sound. Let me ask you, do you think you have a choice? Let me go. It's funny, Alexander murmured, a cruel smile playing on his lips. When the bird walks into the cage itself. I know where your grandma is, he continued, his voice dropping to a menacing whisper. But one clothing item for one word. Take it off, he repeated, his eyes burning into hers. South Street. Hey, Alexander, a voice boomed, breaking the tense silence. Sam, Alexander's right-hand man, entered the room. Didn't I tell you that no one can come into my room tonight? Alexander snapped, his gaze unwavering from Lillian. Alexander Sterling, he said as if tasting the name. Do you feel guilty about my sister? I promised Sarah, Samantha, I cared for you. His voice, for a fleeting moment, softened, but then hardened again. You did this. How can I explain it to her? How could I blame you? Why are you up till this late? A gentle voice called. Catherine Taylor, Samantha's sister and Lillian's childhood friend, entered carrying a steaming bowl. Well, Alexander, I made sweet soup for you. Let's go have some. Wait, Alexander said, his eyes still fixed on Lillian. We agreed, one word for one clothing item. Street. So the rest? Am I waiting for you to come back? Lillian challenged, her voice trembling but firm. Do you want me to end you? He threatened, stepping closer. Okay, Lillian whispered, a tear tracing a path down her cheek. I'll help you. Alexander, don't, Catherine pleaded, her voice laced with fear. Alexander, please calm down. My sister will be upset. A soft whimper escaped Lillian's lips. Ah, Lillian, don't be scared, Catherine soothed, turning to Lillian. Alexander's very drunk. He won't come in for now. You don't hate me? Lillian asked, her voice barely audible. Of course not, Catherine reassured her. You grew up in our Taylor family. How could I not trust you? Although you were the person Samantha last saw, and all the evidence points to you. Well, I believe there must be some misunderstanding. Catherine's eyes flickered to the small bag at Lillian's feet. Kayla, I've talked with Ethan on the phone, Catherine said, her tone shifting. He heard you were released. He wanted to pick you up. She produced a set of clothes from a nearby wardrobe. These are clothes for you. Before Alexander finishes his drinks, you should leave. But I still don't know where he's keeping my grandma, Lillian whispered, her hope flickering. Don't worry, Catherine said, a reassuring smile gracing her lips. I'll help you find out. Alexander trusts me more. Thank you, Catherine, Lillian breathed, relief washing over her. No worries, Catherine replied, her smile widening. We've been best friends since we were children, yeah? Go quickly. Everything is done. The rest is up to you. As Lillian changed, Catherine's smile turned chillingly sharp. Lillian, she hissed, her voice dripping with venom, you're just a criminal. You think I'll let you off easily? A sudden clap of thunder rattled the windows. Lillian flinched. The thunder scares me, Mom. A voice echoed from the past, Samantha's voice. How about singing me a song? Catherine's face hardened. Lillian, you caused Samantha's tragedy. I'll make you pay for it. Sir, a voice broke through the heavy atmosphere. Sam again. Miss Lillian is lost. Alexander, jolted from his stupor, barked. Why not keep an eye on her? You're so useless. Find her. Yes, sir, Sam replied, scurrying away. Wait, Alexander called after him, a sudden thought striking him. I think I know where she is. Get the car and look into where her grandma is. Got it. Ethan Davies paced anxiously in his penthouse apartment overlooking Central Park. Mrs. Davies sat stiffly on the plush sofa, her expression grim. You suffered, Ethan murmured, his voice laced with guilt. It's fine, Mr. Davies. Lillian's voice, though weary, held a hint of steel. Mr. Davies? Ethan echoed, a flicker of hurt in his eyes. When did we become so formal? It's been 5 years. Yes, it's been 5 years. But I've been waiting for you. You know what? Lillian continued, her gaze meeting his. Mom and Dad don't care about that anymore. Can you give me another chance? Let me take care of you again. But Grandma is still with Alexander, Lillian added, her voice clouding with worry. I'll figure something out about it, Ethan promised, reaching for her hand. Trust me. Suddenly, the door burst open, and Alexander Sterling strode in, his eyes blazing with fury. Catherine trailed behind him, a smug look on her face. Well, 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 Alexander sneered, his gaze sweeping over Ethan and Lillian. You two seem to be having fun. It hasn't been long, and you're hooking up with another man. Such a disobedient little bird. He grabbed Lillian's arm, yanking her towards him. Come on, let's go home. Ethan stepped forward, his fists clenching. Messing with my fiancée, he challenged, his voice rising. If you have the guts, come at me. Fiancé? Alexander scoffed, his grip tightening on Lillian's arm. Lillian, tell you what, if you don't come with me today, I swear you'll never find your grandma. We can find Grandma without you, Lillian retorted, pulling away from him. Oh, really? Alexander challenged, a dangerous glint in his eyes. Then tell me how. Enough, Alexander, Ethan intervened, stepping between them. Just go. Hey, Ethan, Catherine chimed in, her voice dripping with false sweetness. I just saw Alexander outside. Mrs. Davies, her eyes widening, turned to Lillian. Mom, look who's back, Catherine exclaimed, gesturing dramatically towards Lillian. Mrs. Davies, Lillian said, her voice trembling slightly. It's me, Lillian. Oh, Lillian, Mrs. Davies exclaimed, a forced smile stretching her lips. You're finally released, yeah? Just got back. Mom, can you not talk about it? Ethan pleaded, sensing Lillian's discomfort. Oh, okay, I won't, Mrs. Davies conceded, her smile faltering. Look how thin Lillian's wearing. I'll go upstairs and run you a hot bath tonight. Let you get a good sleep. Thanks, Mrs. Davies, Lillian murmured, a flicker of gratitude in her eyes. Thanks, Mom. Ethan put a reassuring arm around Lillian. Ethan, take good care of Lillian, Mrs. Davies instructed, her voice strained. See? I told you my mom's already over what happened, so you just settle in here. Make yourself at home. He turned to Lillian, forcing a smile. We have some more. He trailed off, clutching his stomach, groaning in pain. Ouch! My stomach! Mrs. Davies gasped, her face contorting with alarm. Mom, what's wrong? Ethan doubled over, clutching his abdomen. It hurts so bad. Mrs. Davies' eyes narrowed, suspicion hardening her features. Judging by that, it looks like food poisoning. What? Ethan gasped, his face pale. What? Right this morning, Mrs. Davies continued, her voice dangerously low. I think I saw Miss Lillian in the kitchen. Lillian's eyes widened in shock. I haven't been to the kitchen, she stammered, her voice trembling. Lillian definitely didn't do this, I assure you, Ethan insisted weakly, his voice strained with pain. I believe Lillian wouldn't do something like this, he repeated, his trust unwavering. Ouch! It hurts so much. Ethan cried out again, collapsing onto the sofa. It hurts so much. Mrs. Davies turned on Lillian, her eyes blazing with fury. Look, Mr. Davies, she spat, her voice dripping with venom. You vicious woman. You harmed Samantha before, and you're trying to harm me? And I trusted you so much. You're really incorrigible. I didn't, Mom, Ethan protested weakly, his voice barely a whisper. Things are not clear. Could you stop saying that? Ethan, I'm asking you, Mrs. Davies shrieked, ignoring her son's pleas. She brought this bag, right? The court sentenced her to prison, right? I'm asking you, do you really know this woman? Ethan, writhing in pain, looked at Lillian, his eyes pleading. Ethan, will you believe me? Lillian whispered, her voice thick with desperation. Mom's in critical condition, Catherine announced, her voice laced with urgency, though her eyes gleamed with a strange satisfaction. Hurry to the hospital. All right, let's go to the hospital, Ethan agreed, his voice strained with pain and confusion. Stay at home, wait for me, he instructed Lillian, his gaze lingering on hers for a moment before he rushed out with his mother and Catherine. Catherine, her face contorted with triumph, turned to Lillian. Kayla, you're so smart, she hissed, her voice low and menacing. If we can send her back to prison, my son will finally give up on her. Miss Lillian, Catherine continued, her smile widening cruelly. Have you ever heard? Everyone has their own destiny. A toad can't eat swan meat. A knock on the door interrupted her venomous tirade. 2 uniformed police officers stood on the doorstep. I've called the police, Catherine announced, her voice dripping with satisfaction. I wonder what the sentence will be for you, with a criminal record who attempts to hurt someone. I didn't do anything, Lillian protested, her voice trembling but firm. I'll cooperate with the investigation. At worst, I'll go back to prison. Suddenly, Alexander Sterling appeared, stepping into the apartment, his eyes blazing with fury. I dare you to touch her, he growled, his voice dangerously low. Alexander Sterling's fiancée. Catherine's triumphant smile faltered. The police won't come, Alexander declared, his gaze locking with Catherine's. Is this the man you found, Arthur? Catherine sneered, her voice laced with disbelief. Alexander, what are you doing? Catherine demanded, her voice rising in hysteria. This is how you repay me. Repay? Alexander echoed, his voice dripping with scorn. I wouldn't be in jail if it wasn't for you. Ethan had been married to me long ago, and Grandma wouldn't be missing. This is my repayment. You made me do it. 5 years in jail, and you learned this? Still think the Davies family would accept you again? What a joke. He grabbed Lillian's hand, pulling her toward the door. Let's go to City Hall. Why go to City Hall? Lillian asked, confusion clouding her features. I announced in front of everyone that you're my fiancé, Alexander said, his voice cold and determined. I, Alexander Sterling, have to keep my promise. Are you crazy? Lillian exclaimed, pulling back. Why don't you just send me back to jail? Why did you save me? That way would be too easy on you, Alexander hissed, his grip tightening. The only woman I loved was ruined by you. You and I are married in name only, he continued, his eyes burning into hers. You hate me so much. Why marry me? Lillian whispered, her voice trembling. Because Samantha's heart is in your body, Alexander snarled, his voice raw with pain and possessiveness. I want you by my side forever, suffering. That will make me happy. Alexander, you're a psycho, Lillian cried out, fear rising in her throat. Oh, right, Alexander murmured, a cruel smile twisting his lips. Thanks to your little lover's reminder how to legitimately keep you trapped, to torment and insult you in your dreams. I'll never get married to you, Lillian declared, defiance flickering in her eyes despite her fear. You'd better think before you speak, Alexander warned, his voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. Grandma's old. You can't mistreat her. That depends on you, Alexander retorted, his eyes cold and calculating. Alexander, well, where are we going? Lillian asked, her voice resigned. City Hall, he stated flatly, pulling her out the door. Sam, is Alexander in the room? Catherine's voice, sharp and demanding, echoed through the Sterling mansion. Why haven't I seen him lately? Miss Taylor, Sam replied, his voice carefully neutral. Mr. Sterling ordered me. He won't see anyone. He won't see anyone, Catherine repeated, her voice laced with disbelief and anger. Does it mean he won't see me, Sam? What do you mean? A muffled cry of pain echoed from behind the closed door of Alexander's study. Ouch! Catherine gasped, recoiling as Sam subtly blocked her path. Alexander, who is in there? Catherine demanded, her voice rising in pitch. What is Alexander doing? Miss Taylor, Sam said, his voice firm but respectful. Mr. Sterling and Miss Lillian are legally married now. You can't interfere. What? Catherine shrieked, her voice cracking with disbelief. Alexander and Lillian? Lillian Sophia? How can it be? It's impossible. Let me in, Sam. Let go of me. She lunged forward, trying to push past Sam, but he stood firm, blocking her way. Lillian Sophia, you wretch, Catherine screamed, her voice filled with rage and betrayal. How could you do this? Alexander, get out here, she shrieked, pounding on the study door. Alexander! Another cry of pain, louder this time, echoed from within. Ouch, that hurts! Alexander! Alexander! Catherine's face contorted with fury. I'll make you regret this, she screamed, her voice hoarse with rage. I'll show you what I learned in jail 5 years ago. Lillian's voice, weary and resigned, filled the air. I had a heart attack before. Married Samantha came to visit me. After I drank something, I fell asleep. When I woke up, Samantha was gone beside me, but I held the weapon. It only had my fingerprints. Ironically, Samantha's heart was a match for mine. Her voice hardened with bitterness. Everyone thought I harmed Samantha. Wedding was off. Grandma got sick. I spent 5 years in jail. Only I know I didn't harm Samantha. After that, Taylor family gave all businesses to the Sterling family. There have been frequent rumors of him and Catherine Taylor. Lillian's voice turned cold, determined. Alexander, you are the prime suspect. The closer to the enemy, the easier to take him down. Alexander, was your love for Samantha real or not? I will figure it out someday. Alexander, his face a mask of cold indifference, addressed Lillian. Mr. Sterling, didn't you promise me you'd release Grandma after married? Lillian's voice was strained, desperate. Shut up, Alexander snapped, his eyes flashing with anger. You can't bargain for conditions. Mr. Sterling, speak, Lillian pleaded, her voice breaking. All these days, haven't you hurt me enough? You think I care about your pain? Alexander sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. Let me tell you, this is just the beginning. I can endure all this, Lillian whispered, her voice barely audible. Please let my grandma go. Stop with the drama, Alexander retorted, his patience wearing thin. Let me tell you, I've kept my promise. You stay here. Don't go anywhere. He turned to Sam. Take her away. Bad guy, Lillian cried out, struggling against Sam's grip. Bad guy. Mr. Sterling, you can't take her, Sam protested, his voice laced with concern. I can't explain this to Mrs. Sterling. You used my name to bring her over here. Did you ever think about that? Take her away, Alexander repeated, his voice brooking no argument. Contact Lillian tomorrow morning. Yes, sir, Sam replied, reluctantly leading Lillian away. Catherine, pacing furiously in her opulent living room, barked into her phone. Hello, ma'am. Mr. Sterling, he took that crazy woman away. Her voice was shrill with anger. Idiots! You can't even keep an eye on her. What's the use keeping you? Alexander entered the room, his expression dark and brooding. Let me ask you, Catherine continued, her voice laced with accusation. What are you trying to do? Kayla rarely comes back. Instead of spending time with her, you come to me to pick a fight? You can do whatever you want, she continued, her voice rising in pitch. But I'm warning you, don't do anything in my name. By thunder, have I been too lenient with you, making you so disrespectful? She's just a criminal's grandma, Alexander retorted, his voice cold and dismissive. Why are you so worked up? Don't forget, Catherine hissed, her eyes narrowing. Lillian caused your wife's tragedy. Because of this, it's not your turn to do anything. Don't tell me you wouldn't have feelings for her, would you? Alexander scoffed, shaking his head. How can it be? That's good, Catherine said, her voice softening slightly. Pick a date and marry Catherine. You're not any younger. I'm sorry, Alexander replied, his voice firm but gentle. I only see Catherine as a sister. I want to marry someone else. What? Catherine shrieked, her face contorting with rage. Lillian opened her eyes in a dimly lit hospital room, her head throbbing. No, no, my Lillian, a weak voice whispered. Grandma Hayes, her face pale and frail, reached out a trembling hand. Grandma, Lillian cried, rushing to her side. Grandma, it's me. Lillian's already back, Grandma. Bad guys, Grandma Hayes mumbled, her eyes unfocused. Bad guys, bad guys, bad guys. Where's my Lillian? A stern-faced nurse approached. Are you the patient's family? I am, Lillian stammered, her heart sinking. The patient needs to pay $300,000. $300,000? Lillian gasped, her voice barely a whisper. I don't have that much. Can you give me some time? No money. Get out of here with this old lady, the nurse retorted coldly. A hospital is a place to save people. You can't do this, Lillian protested, her voice rising in desperation. I'll figure something out. Aren't you the criminal televised 5 years ago? The nurse sneered, recognizing Lillian. It really is you. What you did years ago caused quite a stir, and now you dare to cause a scene? You and the old hag both get out of here. Two burly orderlies moved forward, their faces grim. What are you doing? Lillian cried, fear rising in her throat. What? Paying for treatment is only right. No money? Then get out of this hospital. Suddenly, a familiar voice cut through the tense atmosphere. Medical fees, right? How much? I'll pay for her. Ethan Davies stepped forward, his face etched with concern. Why are you here? Lillian asked, her voice filled with a mixture of surprise and suspicion. I came to see my joke, Ethan replied, a wry smile touching his lips. No, I heard you found your grandma, so I rushed over here. It's personal stuff, so don't bother with you. Leave. Let me pay the medical bills, Ethan insisted, ignoring Lillian's dismissal. You wouldn't want Grandma to be kicked out, right? Alexander Sterling's voice, cold and mocking, echoed through the hospital corridor. Well, Mr. Davies, if you pay those medical bills, what about Mrs. Davies? He stepped into view, Catherine trailing behind him, a triumphant smirk on her face. Mr. Sterling, Ethan said, his voice laced with surprise and anger. Well, Alexander repeated, his eyes glinting with malice. You were with me yesterday, but hooking up with him today? Hey, Mr. Davies, tell me, do you know she's a married woman? Alexander grabbed Lillian's arm, pulling her roughly towards him. Lillian, he hissed, his voice dangerously low. What did you do to my grandma? Why is my grandma like this? I rescued your grandma, Lillian retorted, her voice trembling with anger and frustration. And this is how you repay me. I married you, Alexander continued, his voice rising. You helped my grandma. It was exchange of interests. There's no talk of repayment. You really have a short memory. He tightened his grip on her arm. Come with me. He dragged her out of the hospital, ignoring her protests. The medical bills, he sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. Do you know who you offended with? Let me tell you, he continued, his voice hardening. From today onwards, no hospital will hire you. Make it short, $30,000. How to pay it back? With your measly salary? I don't have the patience for that. I can work for you, Lillian offered, desperation creeping into her voice. Work? Alexander scoffed, his eyes raking over her body with disdain. How? This body of yours will disgust me. But some people don't, he continued, a cruel smile playing on his lips. Go and entertain them tonight. Get out. What do you mean? Lillian whispered, her blood running cold. Tears welled up in Lillian's eyes as she understood his meaning. I'm sorry, she choked out, her voice breaking. I'm sorry. A burly man with a menacing grin shoved her towards a dimly lit club. Are you blind? Look up, he barked. Hey guys, he announced to a group of leering men. This girl is pretty hot. A greasy-haired man, Mr. Peterson, leered at Lillian. Mr. Peterson, she's a little girl, a woman's voice protested weakly. Leave her alone, Mr. Peterson retorted, dismissing the woman with a wave of his hand. Not your business. Have a seat, he ordered Lillian, gesturing to a plush velvet chair. Come back, he snapped as Lillian hesitated. Did I say you can go? Hey, if you make me happy tonight, Mr. Peterson continued, his voice thick with innuendo, you'll be fine. But if you refuse me, we're not done. Come on, behave. Lillian recoiled, fear gripping her heart. Ah, what a coincidence, a familiar voice drawled, breaking the tense silence. I hope I'm not interrupting. Michael Moore stepped into the club, his eyes scanning the scene with cool amusement. Oh, isn't that Mr. Peterson? Long time no see. He gestured towards Lillian. This girl's got some spirit. Let's try different ways. You drink this wine, I'll pay for all your drinks. Oh, Mr. Moore, Mr. Peterson stammered, his bravado faltering. She's new and very young here. I'm afraid it's... I'll drink, Lillian interjected, her voice trembling but resolute. Michael turned to her, a flicker of surprise in his eyes. Mr. Sterling, Michael said, his voice cutting through the air. Tell me, Helen called and said that Lillian is being targeted by Michael. Michael? Why would he show up there? Let's go, Mr. Peterson, Michael said, his voice cold and dismissive. I've had so much. You have to keep your word, Mr. Peterson protested weakly. Keep going. Wait, cutie, Mr. Peterson called after Lillian, his eyes still fixated on her. I have a way for you to make money. It's easier than drinking. What? Just stay with me for one night. The rest of your drinks, I'll buy them for you. I said don't touch me, Lillian snapped, pulling away from his groping hand. What's with the act, Mr. Peterson sneered, with selling yourself either way? Mr. Peterson, Michael's voice, dangerously low, cut through the air. What do you mean by this? He stepped closer, his eyes locking with Mr. Peterson's. The person I have my eye on isn't for you to touch. Get out of here. Get your filthy hands off her. He turned to Lillian, a hint of concern in his eyes. Do you mean her? Mr. Peterson stammered, his face pale with fear. Since when did Mr. Moore like hugging my wife? Alexander Sterling's voice, cold and sharp, echoed through the club. Alexander strode into the club, his eyes blazing with fury, Sam trailing behind him. The wife of Sterling Group's CEO is making money here? He sneered, his gaze locking with Michael's. Mr. Sterling, Michael said, his voice calm and controlled. What's up? Are you out of money? It's none of your business, Alexander retorted, his voice dripping with contempt. Judging by that expression, Lillian is more than just a heart donor, Alexander. Michael's voice was laced with knowing amusement. Alexander, what are you doing? Catherine's voice, shrill and accusing, echoed from behind Alexander. Are you that desperate? You'll take that trash? Didn't you say that I should please them? Lillian challenged, her voice trembling but defiant. Tell me, can't you stand being alone? Didn't Mr. Sterling say that I'm disgusting? Yes, Alexander snarled, his eyes burning into hers. You are disgusting. As long as we're still married, you're not going anywhere unless I'm gone. He grabbed Lillian's arm, dragging her out of the club. Lillian collapsed in their penthouse apartment, coughing and gasping for breath. Alexander watched her, his face impassive. Wake up, he commanded, his voice cold and devoid of emotion. Cut it out. Get up. Wake up. Sam rushed in, his face etched with concern. Somebody caught a cold, high fever, alcohol poisoning, plus all these injuries. Dr. Green, Alexander's personal physician, examined Lillian, his expression grim. Alexander, Dr. Green said, his voice stern, if you want to hurt someone, don't bring them to me. How's Samantha's heart? Alexander asked, his voice barely a whisper. You still remember Samantha's heart? Dr. Green retorted, his voice laced with sarcasm. It's inside her body. Alexander, I'm telling you, Dr. Green warned, his voice firm. You don't go too far. I think it's not enough. I know you hate her. You asked many people to hurt her in prison. I've heard about that, but she's been hurt so badly. Isn't that enough? Besides, there wasn't enough evidence before. Let me ask you, there's only her fingerprints on it. Who else could it be? He sighed, shaking his head. Forget it. Don't say I didn't warn you. Dr. Green turned back to Lillian, his expression softening slightly. I just gave her a checkup. She's really in bad shape, probably from something she got in prison. If you keep doing this, Samantha's heart might... He trailed off, shaking his head again. Alexander stayed by Lillian's bedside all night, watching her sleep. He was still there when the first rays of dawn crept through the window. "Why awake?" Sam asked, entering the room quietly. "Sam, get dressed," Alexander commanded, his voice low and urgent. "What for?" Sam asked, confused. "Get ready and go to work," Alexander snapped. "Alexander, what do you want from me?" Lillian asked, her voice weak but laced with defiance. "If you don't work, how will you pay me back?" Alexander retorted, his eyes cold and unforgiving. "Report to the company tomorrow, sir," Sam said, his voice respectful but strained. "You specifically told Helen that Miss Lillian should only serve drinks," Sam continued, his voice hesitant. "Didn't you tell her that? Do you think I need to explain?" Alexander snapped, his patience wearing thin. Michael Moore met Lillian outside the Sterling Group building. "Last night, thanks for helping me out," Lillian said, a small smile gracing her lips. "No worries," Michael replied, his eyes meeting hers. "I went there as soon as I got your text. Don't blame them. It's orders from above. They won't let you off here." Lillian's grandmother lay pale and weak in a sparsely furnished room. "Grandma, wait till I get out," Lillian whispered, her voice filled with determination. A gruff voice interrupted. "Visiting for number 11, are you?" Lillian nodded. "It doesn't matter, but we have a common enemy." Michael's voice, smooth and persuasive, filled the room. "Actually, if you need money, you can just tell me. We are partners after all. No need. We made a deal at the beginning. I'll find the culprit. You take down Sterling's. We help each other." "Grandma's medical bills are my own business," Lillian insisted, her voice firm. "I'll figure it out myself." "All right," Michael conceded, his eyes meeting hers. "I'll work at Sterling Group tomorrow. Looks like this trick worked. Happy cooperation." "Alexander, what kind of person is he?" Lillian murmured to herself, a flicker of doubt crossing her face. "Hello, Mr. Sterling," Catherine's voice, sugary sweet, echoed through the Sterling Group offices. "Hey, who is that woman?" a voice whispered. "She comes here with Mr. Sterling. Doesn't she know Miss Taylor's coming today?" Another voice hissed. "She should take a look in the mirror. She can't compete with Miss Taylor. Miss Taylor is Mrs. Sterling, chosen to be CEO's wife." "Shh," a third voice cautioned. "Here comes Miss Taylor." Catherine Taylor swept into the office, her eyes scanning the room imperiously. "Miss Taylor," a chorus of voices greeted her. "Where's Mr. Sterling?" Catherine demanded, her voice sharp and impatient. "He just went into his office," a nervous voice replied. Alexander emerged from his office, his expression cold and distant. "Alexander," Catherine greeted him, her voice softening. "Lillian? Catherine? What are you doing here?" Alexander asked, his eyes narrowing. "Didn't Mrs. Sterling tell you?" Catherine said, her voice laced with false innocence. "I'm here to work as a manager in your company." "Oh, Alexander," Catherine continued, her voice dripping with honeyed charm. "I just arrived and haven't hired an assistant. So why don't you let her be my assistant?" "Whatever." Alexander shrugged, dismissing the suggestion. "Lillian," Catherine said, turning to Lillian with a saccharine smile. "We meet again." "Miss Taylor," Lillian replied, her voice carefully neutral. "Wait, Lillian," Catherine called after her, her smile vanishing. "Lately you have been having a blast with Alexander, huh?" "Catherine," Lillian replied, her voice low and strained. "For Grandma's sake, I'm really out of options." "You're close with Mrs. Sterling," Lillian continued, desperation creeping into her voice. "Ask her to plead with Mr. Sterling to set me free." Catherine's eyes narrowed, a cruel smile playing on her lips. "You're already Mrs. Sterling now," she sneered. "Why begging me? He's always seen me as an enemy, marrying me just to get back at me and insult me." "Lillian," Catherine said, her voice softening slightly, "I blame myself for this too. I couldn't find your grandma." She paused, then said, her voice sharp and commanding, "Well, go make 2 cups of tea and bring them to the office later." The atmosphere in Alexander's office was glacial. "Did I walk into a freezer?" Catherine quipped, her voice strained. "Cut the crap," Alexander snapped, his eyes cold and unforgiving. "Where's Lillian?" Ethan Davies entered the office, his face a mask of forced composure. "Mr. Davies," Alexander greeted him, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Is this how you handle business? Miss Taylor, here is tea. Lillian entered, placing 2 cups of tea on the table. Lillian, why are you here? Alexander demanded, his eyes burning into hers. Alexander, Catherine interjected, her voice syrupy sweet. If we can nail this collaboration, it'll be a win-win for both of our companies. Since they've known each other, why not let Lillian take care of the rest of the reception and the handover? What do you say, Mr. Davies? Ethan nodded, his gaze lingering on Lillian for a moment. From now on, I'll be your point of contact, Lillian said to Ethan, her voice carefully neutral. Later, outside the office, Ethan caught up with Lillian. Are you doing okay here? He asked, his voice filled with concern. Did Alexander give you a hard time? I'm doing fine here, Lillian replied, forcing a smile. Lillian, I want to talk about our past. Ethan's voice was hesitant, pleading. If that's what you want to talk about, Lillian interrupted, her voice cold and dismissive, it'll be unnecessary. I'll walk you down, Ethan offered, ignoring her rebuff. Lillian, what's wrong? Is your low blood sugar acting up here? Hey, have this, then you don't have to walk me down. She thrust a candy bar into his hand, turning away. You go get some rest. Ethan watched her go, his expression pained. He still remembers, Lillian murmured to herself, a flicker of warmth in her heart. Alexander appeared behind her, his voice cold and accusing. Mr. Moore, you came out to talk business, but I remember our company doesn't have a wedding dress business. He grabbed her arm, pulling her towards a nearby bridal boutique. I just suddenly remembered we haven't taken wedding photos. What are you doing here? Lillian protested, trying to pull away. Let go of me. What's wrong? Alexander sneered, his voice dripping with sarcasm. We've been married. Still shy? He dragged her inside the boutique, pushing her towards a rack of extravagant wedding dresses. Ethan, how do you think this one looks? He demanded, his voice loud and mocking. Ethan, do I look good? He leaned closer, his voice dropping to a menacing whisper. Did you hear? Yesterday, the man who gave you sugar today accompanies another woman. Do you want to lure them over here? Scream, scream, scream out loud. Let him see you like this, the way I was on top of you. Maybe he'll call off the engagement. Scream, scream out loud. I told you to scream. Boring, Lillian muttered, her voice devoid of emotion. Ethan Davies entered the boutique, his face etched with worry. Please listen to me, he pleaded, his voice strained. My mom arranged the marriage. You know I truly love you, Lillian. Mr. Davies, you should go after your fiancé, Lillian said, her voice cold and dismissive. I love you very much, Ethan persisted, ignoring her rebuff. Have you forgotten our childhood? Childhood. When I was bullied by Catherine, when she kicked me out, you always gave me chocolate. You said your home is my home. But now can you still take me home? Okay, Lillian, Ethan said, his voice softening with compassion. I know you're mad at me now, but I promise you, just give me a little more time, and I'll convince my mom to agree to us. I will not agree. Mrs. Davies' voice, sharp and cold, cut through the air. Mrs. Davies strode into the boutique, Catherine trailing behind her, her face a mask of triumph. Mom, why are you here? Ethan asked, his voice laced with exasperation. What choice did I have? Mrs. Davies retorted, her eyes blazing with anger. You're leaving Selena hanging and messing around with the criminal again. Come with me, Mom. Lillian is not a criminal, Ethan protested weakly, his voice strained. Ethan, have you forgotten how she poisoned me and I was hospitalized? Let's go. Wait, Mr. Davies, Lillian interjected, her voice cold and formal. We're both married. From now on, don't do anything like this again. Let's go. Mrs. Davies grabbed Ethan's arm, pulling him away. Catherine turned to Lillian, a triumphant smirk on her face. You are on purpose, she sneered. You deliberately brought me here and let me see Ethan's fiancé. Also let Mrs. Davies humiliate me, didn't you? Yes, Lillian replied, her voice cold and unwavering. I did it on purpose. Do you wonder what else I did on purpose? I introduced Miss Smith to Ethan Davies. I also had them come to this dress shop. Oh, right, I asked Ethan to come to the company. Hey, Lillian, Catherine continued, her voice dripping with venom. If your heart wasn't wavering, How could you have been so affected? You're terrifying. Well, where to go in this dress? Lillian murmured to herself, her voice laced with despair. Yeah, where can I go now? Taylor family is gone. The Davies won't let me in. Grandma's in the hospital. Where can I go? It's you. It's all you. If it weren't for you, Ethan would have brought me to try on wedding dresses. Grandma won't get sick. It's you. It's you. It's you. She turned to Alexander, her eyes burning with hatred. Let me tell you, this is your karma for hurting Samantha. I promised her I'd make your life a living hell. This is just the beginning. I told you I didn't do it, Lillian pleaded, her voice cracking with desperation. I didn't hurt Samantha. How is she now? Does she have cardiac rejection? Oh, you getting nervous now? Alexander sneered, his eyes glinting with malice. Don't worry. Her heart was transplanted 5 years ago. It is fully adapted to her body, so there's a few chance of rejection happening. Then what's wrong with her? Lillian pressed, her voice trembling. She must have been upset today, so she's feeling unwell. A few days of rest will be fine, Alexander replied, his voice dismissive. I warned you last time not to cause any more trouble. It'll be too late for regrets then. I'm leaving. Lillian rushed to Grandma Hayes' bedside in the hospital. Grandma, Grandma, she whispered, her voice choked with tears. I'm so tired. Lillian, Grandma Hayes murmured weakly. Could it really not be you? Alexander, back in his penthouse, stared at a photograph of Samantha, his face etched with torment. Sam, he called out, his voice low and urgent. Gather the details of Samantha's case from 5 years ago for me. Lillian, back at the hospital, clutched Grandma Hayes' hand, tears streaming down her face. Don't go, Grandma, she whispered, her voice breaking. Don't go, Grandma. Don't go, Grandma. Lillian woke up with a gasp, disoriented and confused. Alexander Sterling lay beside her in bed, naked. What's going on? She stammered, her voice groggy with sleep. You? Why are you in bed with me? Being naked. My hand. She noticed her hand resting possessively on his chest. Hey, Alexander murmured, his voice husky with sleep. Just so you know, last night you insisted on staying with me. Besides, we're legally married now. We're supposed to sleep together, right? He sat up, his eyes locking with hers. Alexander, Lillian said, her voice pleading, now get up and have breakfast. Alexander tossed a thick document onto the breakfast table. Read this bidding proposal carefully. Wait, Lillian interrupted, her eyes widening in surprise. Sterling Group's biggest bidding project recently? You give it to me? When will you ever pay me back on a meager income? Alexander retorted, his voice cold and dismissive. This proposal can get you enough bonus to pay the debts. Alexander, what are you up to then? Lillian asked, her suspicion rising. Alexander snatched the proposal back, his eyes glinting with malice. Then give it back to me, Mr. Sterling. A promise is a promise. There's no taking it back. Alexander, whatever your purpose is, I won't miss this opportunity. Later in Alexander's office, Catherine Taylor paced anxiously. Mr. Sterling, she said, her voice strained. This is about this overall plan for the bidding. Please take a look. Lillian has never worked on such a big project, Catherine continued, her voice laced with concern. If she's in charge of this bid, something might go wrong. You are questioning my decision? Alexander snapped, his voice cold and unforgiving. How could I? Catherine stammered, backing down. Lillian, Alexander announced, turning to Lillian, his eyes locking with hers. This project bid is all yours. I hope you won't disappoint me. Catherine intercepted Lillian outside Alexander's office. What does Miss Taylor invite me here for? Lillian asked, her voice wary. Let's get it straight, then I'll just say it, Catherine said, her voice low and conspiratorial. I know you've always minded the relation between Ethan and Lillian. I also care about Alexander, so we have a common enemy. What do you mean? Lillian asked, her suspicion rising. There's a very important business bid, Catherine explained, her voice dropping to a whisper. The competitor is Mr. Sterling's nemesis, Michael Moore. Well, I heard that Miss Smith used to know Michael. You need to invite him to the Sterling Group. I'll take pictures of him and Lillian staying together. Then even if it's Lillian, she won't be able to explain herself. But if I help you, what's in it for me? Lillian asked, her eyes narrowed. Aren't you going to settle abroad with Mr. Davies? Catherine countered, her voice laced with false sweetness. As long as we nail Lillian for stealing trade secrets, there won't be a place for her in the business world. Mr. Davies won't have any chance to run into her anywhere. Happy cooperation. Lillian and Michael Moore met in a quiet corner of a coffee shop. I'm sorry, Michael said, his voice filled with regret. It's you. I heard you have been keeping something from me. I'm heartbroken. How did you get in? Lillian asked, her eyes widening in surprise. This is the Sterling Group. Do you want others to know about us? Scared? Of course I am, but I'm more afraid that you'll change your mind. I want to handle this all by myself. Is that the only thing? Michael asked, his voice laced with amusement. This is a public place. We better keep our distance. Lillian, Michael said, his eyes twinkling. Want to make a bet? If you lose, treat me to dinner. I'm sorry, Alexander, Lillian said, her voice strained, back in Alexander's office. Don't you think there's something fishy about losing this bid? It's normal to have wins and losses, but Mr. Moore seemed to know our proposal in advance. They targeted our weaknesses. What are you trying to say? Alexander, is it possible that someone leaked the proposal? I've been keeping the proposal safe, Lillian insisted, her voice firm. No way it happens. That's the problem, Alexander retorted, his eyes narrowing with suspicion. You said it's impossible for it to be leaked, but only you know about it. If it wasn't you, then who could it be? I didn't do it, Lillian protested, her voice trembling with anger and hurt. Mr. Sterling, you're too kind. Lillian, don't blame me. This proposal has always been in your care. No one else has touched it. Besides, I've been hearing some rumors around the company. I didn't believe it at first until I saw these photos. He slid a set of compromising photos across the desk, photos of Lillian and Michael together. If you... Alexander trailed off, his voice choked with emotion. Well, I won't doubt you, he continued, his voice softening slightly. I trust you, Alexander. Enough. Let's not dwell on this anymore. We'll try harder next time. Don't stand still. Let's go home. In the car, Lillian stared out the window, lost in thought. It seems Catherine isn't as innocent as I thought, she murmured to herself. Could she be the one behind this? Mrs. Davies never approved of marrying Ethan. To separate us, could she involve in this? Alexander's voice, cold and distant, broke through her thoughts. Get in. Still thinking about that? Do you really want me to doubt you? I just want to try to trust you. Just this once. Thank you, Lillian whispered, her voice barely audible. Catherine, her face a mask of fury, stormed into Lillian's office the next day. Drive Miss Taylor. It's the company's largest factory. Some supervisors started a strike. Go deal with it. Miss Taylor, Lillian replied, her voice calm but firm. This seems outside my job responsibilities. You messed up that bidding project, Catherine snapped, her voice dripping with venom. Can I ask you to handle this small matter? Firstly, I didn't mess up the bidding project. Secondly, I'm just your secretary. Factory matters should be dealt with by others. You, Catherine sputtered, her face contorted with rage. Well, since it's Miss Taylor's order, I'll go there, Lillian said, her voice resigned. Lillian arrived at the factory, her eyes widening in shock at the squalor and filth. Isn't this the company's factory? How can it be so filthy? Suddenly, a group of rough-looking men surrounded her, their eyes glinting with menace. What are you going to do? Lillian asked, her voice trembling. Can't hold back anymore, one of them sneered. Oh, you? We're really sent here to give my buddy some fun, huh? Henry, stay away, Lillian cried, backing away in fear. I told you to stay away. Threatening me, huh? Another man sneered, stepping closer. You think I'd be scared? It's more thrilling, boss. What do? We can't take duties for something serious. One of the men pulled out a knife, its blade glinting menacingly in the dim light. Playing with a knife? You think I'll be afraid of you? Get her! Lillian screamed, fighting back desperately. Lillian, stay away! She yelled, her voice hoarse with fear. I said stay away! Lillian, we haven't finished yet! Where are you going? One of the men called after her as she managed to break free and run. I have something urgent. I'll be back soon. Wait, you better think carefully. There's a long line of people waiting to collaborate with me. Really? Half an hour tops. I'll come find you after we finish just now. All that fighting looked pretty intense. What did you give me? Something good for sure. Soon you'll be begging the three of us to have you. Let me go. Let go. Go. Stop struggling. The more struggling, the more yelling, the stronger the drug gets. After I'm done, you two, who's first? Me. Me. Suddenly, a figure burst into the factory, his voice roaring with fury. Hey man, how dare you? You dare touch Alexander's woman? How dare you? Alexander Sterling, his face a mask of rage, charged into the group of men. Mr. Sterling, one of the men stammered, his face pale with fear. Mr. Sterling, so sorry, Mr. Sterling. It's someone put me up to this. We thought she was a street girl, so... So what? Alexander roared, his voice echoing through the factory. Did you say? Who are you calling a vixen? I'm sorry. I misspoke, Mr. Sterling, the man stammered, his voice trembling. Mr. Sterling, I have failed. Get out of here, all of you, Alexander commanded, his voice brooking no argument. Let's go. Let's go, the men mumbled, scurrying away. Alexander turned to Lillian, his expression softening with concern. Are you okay? He asked, his voice gentle. I was too late, wasn't I? Lillian murmured, her voice barely audible. How is it going? She asked, forcing a weak smile. I never thought one day I'd be at a client's house dealing with his, erotism issues. Michael Moore's voice drawled, a hint of amusement in his tone. Hey, I mean, come on, it's late night. Couldn't you handle it yourself? Michael continued, his eyes twinkling. Watch your mouth, Alexander snapped, his voice cold and defensive. Shy now? Didn't expect our great Mr. Sterling not to be great, huh? Since you're done, get out. Okay, I'm leaving. Such ungrateful man. Oh, right. The effects are still on. Take care of yourself, you. Ha. Michael chuckled, turning to leave. Sam, Alexander barked, his voice sharp and commanding. Yes, sir? Sam replied, stepping forward. Investigate what happened tonight. Find out everything. And those 3 thugs, take care of them. Yes, sir. Catherine, seething with rage, confronted her mother. Alexander, Samantha's mishap. It's all because of her. How could you? No, you actually lost the test? What a disgrace to the family. No need to attend tonight's party. I won't lose again, Mom. Can you let me out? I'm so scared of the thunder, Mom. It's so noisy. Mrs. Davies, her face cold and unforgiving, unlocked the door to Catherine's room. You woke me up. Who are you? Catherine mumbled, her eyes unfocused, her voice slurred. I'm playing hide and seek, but they must forget about me. Ah, you're afraid of thunder, scaredy cat, huh? I am not. Hey, I'll sing you a song, then you won't be afraid. When Grandma sang me this song, I wasn't afraid. Mrs. Davies began to sing softly. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Catherine's eyes fluttered closed, her breathing evening out. I should go, she mumbled, her voice barely audible. Grandma will look for me. Aren't you leaving? My mom locked me in. I can't get out. You won't be afraid with the light on. Thank you. Catherine's voice changed, becoming childish and innocent. Oh, right. What's your name? I'm Samantha. Samantha. Mrs. Davies stared at Catherine, a flicker of unease crossing her face. Samantha. Still calling Samantha in your dream? Seems you really loved her. You're probably not the culprit. Why do I have a heartache? Is that you? Is that you, Samantha? Catherine's eyes snapped open, her gaze sharp and cold. I'm not Samantha. Oh, my dear Lillian, where have you been? I've been looking for you. I fell asleep while playing games. Remember, the staff's child is not allowed to attend the party. What if someone finds out? We'll be in trouble. Don't worry, Grandma, Catherine said, her voice mimicking Lillian's. If anyone asks, I'll say I'm Samantha. Anyway, Samantha is not in good health and rarely leaves the house. Mr. Sterling, Sam's voice broke through Alexander's reverie. The evidence from the factory affair all points to Miss Taylor, Catherine. How could it be Catherine? Just like her sister is so innocent. Are you sure about that? It shouldn't be. We've worked on it for 3 months. This is the file from 5 years ago. Judging from this, Miss Samantha's tragedy also raises serious doubts. Doctor found a certain amount of sleeping pills in Miss Samantha's body. Also, they were also found in Lillian, based on the time of Miss Samantha's. You're saying when Samantha passed, Lillian hadn't woken up yet? Lillian, did I really misunderstand you? Dr. Green's voice, grave and serious, filled the phone. Miss Lillian, the test shows that you are 3 months pregnant. Grandma, do you think I should give up on revenge? I'll take you somewhere far, far away. Okay, but we'll never find the real culprit for the whole life because they think I harmed Samantha. But Grandma, I'm so tired. Don't cry, Grandma Hayes soothed, stroking Lillian's hair. Don't cry. Sign it. From today onwards, leave the Sterling Group. Alexander, what's going on? What did I do wrong? Catherine, you're Samantha's sister, so I treat you like a sister too. But what you did at the factory was out of line. Sister? Alexander, you know I've liked you since I was a kid. I don't want to be your sister. I want to be enough. If it weren't for the sake of Samantha's sister, I wouldn't let you off the hook for insulting Mrs. Sterling. Don't push me any further. Don't forget who said there's only one Mrs. Sterling. Alexander, how could you do this to my sister? Fine. I'll pack my things and leave. Alexander, Lillian, I'll definitely make you pay for this. Alexander found Lillian packing her things, a cold fury gripping his heart. You're back? What? Can't go a day without flirting with men? Are you crazy? Let go of me. Let me go. Don't move. You're just a vessel for Samantha's heart. What right do you have to resist me? What? Mr. Sterling, are you attracted to me? This vessel? Get lost, baby. Catherine stormed into Mrs. Davies' room, her face contorted with rage. Looks like Mommy can't stay here, Mrs. Davies. I don't know that wretch Lillian has been whispering to bother Alexander. He's actually trying to kick me out of the company. Oh, Catherine, I'm so sorry for you. Lillian, I underestimated that woman. Mrs. Davies, you have to help me. Don't worry. Alexander's wife, I acknowledged, will be only you. There's no way I'll let that criminal in my family. It's time for Alexander's little games to finish. Why don't we find out where Lillian's insane grandma is? Just hit where it hurts. If we seize the enemy's weakness, we'll deliver a fatal blow. Michael Moore met Lillian at a secluded restaurant. It's so hard to meet with you. So about factory, are you okay? I'm alive. Mr. Moore's concern is too late, don't you think? Why do I detect a hint of bitterness? Make it short. I'm here today to break off our partnership. Why? Because you partnered with others and almost ended me. Since you are no, I wanted to do this sooner enough, and Alexander is not the culprit. Staying with him won't get me anywhere. Now that Grandma's safe, I'm tired. I'll leave the city with Grandma and live a simple life from now on. I'm afraid I won't be of much help to you. You think you can end it? It's not that simple. What do you want, Mr. Moore? Marry me. What, sir? Sam rushed into Alexander's office, his face etched with worry. Lately, I've found that Mrs. Sterling's been in close contact with Mr. Moore, and she's been regularly sending information about our company to Mr. Moore. Just in case, I also searched your room and found the bottle of sleeping pills. Alexander stared at the pills, his face paling. Lillian, you're a good actress. I almost believed you. Sir, is there a misunderstanding? Leaving Alexander isn't as easy as you think. Only the Moore family can rival them. Call me when you think it through. Alexander confronted Lillian, his voice cold and accusing. Where were you shopping? Tell me, were you out with Michael Moore? Yes, I went to meet Michael. You wretch. Don't think I don't know you schemed to marry into our family just to give Michael information, right? Since you already know, let's get a divorce. That way, you don't have to worry about me telling Michael anything. Lillian, you think you can get away with it? Believe me, I can end you right now. Suddenly, Lillian swayed and fainted, collapsing to the floor. Why did she faint again? Lillian, wake up, Alexander cried, his voice laced with panic. Sam, tell Dr. Green to get over here now. Her heart's fine. Why does she keep fainting? Hello, are you sure about your diagnosis? Her heart is fine, but she's pregnant and played intense games with you. Something's bound to happen. Good thing her heart's okay. What? Pregnant? Yeah, based on the timing, it was that night you called to help with the medicine, dude. Why did you call me that night? Ask me to come? Oh, hell. Is Alexander back? Mrs. Davies asked Catherine anxiously. Mr. Sterling isn't back yet. Alexander, how long will I be locked up? No, not my Lillian. Grandma, Lillian, your grandma is with me now, Mrs. Davies. If you want to save her, you have to agree to one condition. I was locked up by Alexander. I can't even leave the room. What can I do? You can definitely do it. Samantha's death day is in a few days. I want you to tell Alexander to his face that you caused Samantha's tragedy. I didn't do that. You're trying to let me take the fall? This is my Lillian. No. Okay, I agree to your terms. Don't hurt my grandma. That depends on your behavior. Hello, baby. What should mommy do? Wow, your new nails are so pretty. I'll take my mom to get one. Oh dear, my dear Samantha. You're still so young. Why did you have to go? Why did you come here with this criminal? Do you think she didn't suffer enough? Mom, Lillian is pregnant. Samantha's tragedy hasn't been investigated yet. Alexander, I didn't expect you to still trust me. Alexander, Samantha was pregnant before past. Catherine, today is your sister's death day. Stop it, Mrs. Davies. If I really admit that I harmed Samantha today, I'll never clear my name. And you, Samantha, the real culprit, will be able to hide forever. What should I do, Miss Lillian? What? Don't you have anything to say in front of the person you harmed? I have something to say. I admit it. It was me harmed Samantha. Lillian, what did you say? Alexander gasped, his face paling. I said I harmed Samantha. I heard her again and again. I watched her suffer in front of me. Are you happy now? Tell me this isn't true. If it's true or not, you already know in your heart. You just don't want to believe it. Lillian, I'm going to end you. I hate you all. I hate your whole family. Lillian! Mrs. Davies lunged at Lillian, her face contorted with rage. Mrs. Davies, I certainly won't let this criminal give birth to Alexander's child. Go, doctor! Somebody! Doctor! Hurry! Doctor! Quick! Lillian woke up in a hospital bed, her body weak and aching. Baby, she whispered, her voice hoarse. You're awake, doctor. Green. Where's my baby? We detected medicine that meant to end the pregnancy, Dr. Green said, his voice gentle but firm. Even if it weren't for the cemetery near you, you wouldn't keep the baby. Don't overthink it. The most important thing now is to rest. Mr. Sterling forced me to take the fall. Alexander put something in the food. The Sterlings, you guys sure have some tricks. Mrs. Davies, Lillian said, her voice weak but determined. I've already done what you asked. When will you let my grandma go? You did well today, Mrs. Davies replied, her voice cold and dismissive. Next, you need to bring the divorce certificate over to me. Then I'll release her. You get your grandma, I get the certificate. Okay, keep your word. Alexander, pacing furiously in his penthouse, muttered to himself. I found out she's been chatting a lot with Mr. Moore. I heard her over and over again. I saw her buy those pills long ago. Lillian, why every time I start to trust you, you disappoint me so much? Mrs. Davies, where's Alexander? Catherine asked, her voice impatient. Mr. Sterling, he's not here. If he's not here, please give this to him. Catherine handed Mrs. Davies a divorce agreement and a resignation letter. Hey, Mrs. Davies, where is she? Catherine asked Sam, her voice sharp and demanding. She went back to her parents' house to pack. Go home now then. What about the later meeting? Cancel it. What do you mean by this? Divorce, resignation? Exactly what it says. Let go. Do you have a choice? You caused me lost the baby. What else do you want to do? You didn't want the baby. Now you owe me a baby. Go give me another one. Let go of me, let go of me. Can you two stop putting on this act? I'm really tired. I don't want to work. I want to stay at home. I agree to your resignation. What about the divorce? Do you want to divorce this badly? Can't you just let me go? You caused Samantha's tragedy, and now the baby is gone. Divorce, unless I pass away. Michael Moore met Lillian outside her apartment building. Lillian, I've heard about what happened, Mr. Moore. You're here to see my jokes? Hey, wait, my suggestion, you really should think it over. I really can help you. No thanks. Thanks, Mr. Moore. If I had arrived earlier, would the person by your side be me right now? Tell me, why did you ask me to come back, Alexander? Maybe you don't remember. Today is our 10th anniversary. Given our relationship, this There's no need to celebrate this. This is your favorite steak. Try it. It's been a whole decade since 18. It really is worth celebrating. Alexander, after this meal, let's part ways. Huh, I knew it. It was a trap all along. Sign it. You think I'll sign? I've known you for 10 years. I spent 5 years in prison, and you, Alexander, are to blame. Facing you like this? What's wrong with me leaving? Have I ever told you you can never leave me unless I pass away? Don't push me. You dare threaten me with a knife to get a divorce? Put it down. Don't come closer. Going to end me? Fine, do it. Come on, end me, hurt me. End me and you'll be free. Hurt me, hurt Lillian, you hurt Samantha, hurt my baby, and now you won't let me go. I didn't, Lillian. Let me tell you, there's a lot of bad blood between us. You think I'll let you off the hook? Since I can't repay what I owe you, I'll pay you with my life then. Don't be ridiculous. Today, either divorce me or take my life. You want to leave me that badly? Yes, I don't want to spend a minute with you. Fine. I'll sign. I'll sign it now. From today onwards, you're free, Lillian. You hate me this much? Mr. Sterling, Mr. Sterling, Mrs. Sterling, here's the divorce agreement. Pretty punctual. A criminal like you should have been kicked out of our family long ago. Catherine, you're the perfect daughter-in-law in my mind. After we get out, I'll have Alexander marry you. I'll throw you a grand wedding. Thanks, Mrs. Davies. Still call me that? Thanks, Mom. Let's go. I'll take you home. Stop. Grandma, Lillian is not a criminal. If you take this person next to you home, you'll be taking the real criminal home. You don't talk nonsense, Grandma. What happened? Lillian, listen to me. At that year, I went to the hospital to see you. I happened to see Catherine hurt Samantha. It's you? Do you have proof? There was no surveillance footage showing anyone entering that room. Proof. Proof. Mom. Mom, you can't believe her. You should call me Mrs. Davies. No, if the situation is like what you said, why didn't you come forward then? Why did you speak up now after Lillian has served 5 years? Lillian is not my real granddaughter. Grandma, 28 years ago, my son and his wife were in a car accident. They both gone. They left me with only a newborn baby. How could an old woman like me bring her up all by myself? Well, Mrs. Taylor had also given birth to a baby girl. Their family was so well off. So I, out of selfishness, I switched my baby girl with hers. Lillian, you're the real Taylor's daughter. You, Catherine, no, it's not true. I'm the Taylor family's daughter. I'm of noble birth. Don't talk nonsense, Grandma. Tell me that this isn't true, right? I'm your real granddaughter, right? My dear, I wish you were my granddaughter, but you are the Taylor family's second daughter. Otherwise, how could Samantha's heart be a match with yours? Enough! I didn't come here to watch you two reunite. How disgusting. Mom, can you take me out of here? We have the divorce papers now. Take me away. I can still be with Alexander. Shut up. You're just a servant's child, also a criminal. How dare you still think that? Nobody leaves. Do you know why I chose to meet you all here? Because this is an abandoned chemical plant. Just imagine if there were to be a sudden material leak, and then by chance a few bodies were found. Who would ever suspect it on me? Catherine, you're insane. You dare. This is evil. Evil. Shut up. All of you, at this point, I'm not afraid to tell you. Yes, I'm the one who hurt Samantha. You, well, hurting you all is the same as hurting one. Everyone who knows my secret can't live. Help! Open the door. Alexander, answer the phone. Answer it right. Michael Moore's voice, urgent and strained, echoed through the phone. Michael, come help us. Help us. Catherine, Grandma's not well. Grandma, go. The door's open, Lillian. You go. I can't leave. I can't leave, Grandma. Go. 28 years ago, out of selfishness, I sentenced you to 5 years. 5 years ago, I knew Catherine hurt someone, but I acted crazy to cover for her, hid it, and put you into prison to endure the hardship. Lillian, you go, Grandma. Lillian. Sam. Alexander's voice, hoarse and desperate, filled the penthouse. Mr. Sterling, you're awake. Lillian, did you find her? Take a look at this news. At 6:10 this morning, the fire has already caused 36 tragedies and 2 minor injuries. This phone from the hospital seems to belong to Mrs. Davies. The other 2 missing. The situation has been under control. No way, impossible, Alexander whispered, his face pale with shock. She was alive a moment ago. No, Mr. Sterling, Mr. Sterling. Sis, Mr. Sterling, Mr. Sterling, Mr. Sterling. Sam's voice, filled with alarm, echoed through the room. Doctor, Green specifically told you to stay in bed and rest. You can't go. No, no way. I have to go. Michael? Lillian, you're finally awake. You've been asleep for days. I thought you... Thank you. Where are you going? I've got the visa ready. If you're willing, I can take you abroad for recovery. I don't want to go. Catherine hurts Samantha, Grandma, and my baby. How can I just go abroad? So what are you going to do? I will make Catherine feel the pain of losing everything. Alexander, you can't drink anymore. You'll ruin your health like this. Where's Lillian? Have you found her? It's been 3 months. There's no news of her. Lillian, where are you? Lillian. Lillian, I can't live without you. She hurt you so badly and you're still so hung up on her. No, can you pull yourself together? Your mom is still in the ICU. The Sterling Group needs you to support it. Right. My mom is in the hospital. What am I doing? What am I doing? It's okay, Alexander. You still have me. I'm always here, Alexander. Let's get married. Take it as a good omen. Maybe with some good news, Mrs. Davies will wake up. Alexander, you finally belong only to me. Catherine Taylor, radiant in a stunning white gown, preened in front of the mirror. Miss Taylor, this is our designer Vivian's personal design with 288 diamonds. It'll look absolutely stunning on you. I'll take it, Bill, please. Okay, all right. What a beautiful dress. It's just a shame you're still alive. Good and evil are rewarded. Someone as wicked as you is still alive. Why wouldn't I live? You wretch. Alive or not, you'll never get your way with me. Lillian confronted Catherine, her eyes burning with cold fury. Catherine, do you know what you did wrong? First, you made me lose the baby. Second, you hurt my grandma. Now you've hurt the only 2 people I care. From now on, you should live a fearful life every single day. I'll marry into the Sterling family. I'll be Alexander's bride soon. You think I'm scared? Really? What if Alexander Sterling knew you hurt Samantha? Do you think he'd believe you? Don't worry, this news is just like a time bomb, and the detonator is in my hand. Boom! We'll see when you're at your happiest. I'll press the button. Lillian, I'll ruin you. Catherine's composure cracked, fear flickering in her eyes. Losing your cool already? Compared to what you did to me, this is nothing at all. Miss Taylor, are you all right? I'm fine. Why do you let anyone in here? I'm sorry but it seems your card isn't working. That's impossible. This is an unlimited premium card. Could it be demagnetized? No way it happens. Something's wrong with your machine. What a terrible store this is. I'll take this wedding dress. So are you going to swipe the card? There's no pin. I'll have a few words with this young lady. Okay. Oh, right. This shop shouldn't let just anyone in, especially those who can't afford a wedding dress. It's you. What did you do to my card? Tell me. Well, ask the person who gave it to you. I'm busy, so I won't play with you. Oh, and you should take off that wedding dress first, otherwise, I'll have the staff take it off. Get lost. Oh no, Lillian's been back. Now what if Alexander cancels the wedding? I need to do something. Lillian, don't blame me, Lillian. Mr. Sterling, Lillian. We found Lillian, right? Sam's voice, hesitant and uncertain, echoed through the penthouse. No, Mr. Sterling. If you don't take charge of the company, Sterling Group will be doomed. Okay, Mr. Sterling. During the past 3 months, Sterling Group sales have plummeted. Moore Group has been taking moves. Get to the point. There's a merger meeting. I heard Moore Group's new vice president will show up. If you don't do something, the Sterling Group is really over. Where are you going? To the company. What did Mr. Gallagher say? He signed Mr. Moore. He'd sign if we added 2% agree to it. Okay, so what else do we need? Mr. Sterling's signature. Mr. Sterling, yeah, they all agreed to sign. Alexander walked into the boardroom, his eyes scanning the room, searching. Lillian stood at the head of the table, poised and confident. Lillian, you disappeared for 3 months. I thought you were gone. What? I'm not. Does that bother you? About the abandoned factory, are you okay? Any after effects? Didn't you just see me right here? I'm fine. Thanks, Mr. Sterling. Do you have to be so hostile with me? Well, did my fiancé upset you, Mr. Sterling? Fiancé, okay. Lillian, you've been trying hard to divorce me just so you can marry him. In matters of the heart, it's a fair game, isn't it, Lillian? Michael, as long as I'm around, your merger plan won't go anywhere. Michael Moore's voice, smooth and persuasive, filled the air. Lillian, what's up? Softening up? No, I'm not. Have you forgotten how he treated you when you lost your grandma? He wasn't there. Besides, this is the final step to crush Sterling Group. Don't go soft now. I know I need to confirm a few details in the contract. I'll go now. Catherine, dressed in a slinky red dress, waited for Alexander in his penthouse, a bottle of red wine in her hand. Red wine, a beauty, and this aphrodisiac aroma. Alexander, honey, once we spend a night, you won't call off this marriage. What are you doing here and dressed like this? Get out. Alexander, honey, we're going to get married. What are you shy about? What did you put in this room? Just some aroma to set the mood. Alexander, honey, tonight we'll... Stop it, Alexander snapped, pushing her away. Alexander, what do you mean by hiding in here? Am I really that unattractive in your eyes? Catherine, how many times have I told you I only see you as a sister? Before now and always, just a sister. Sister? Then why did you marry me? Catherine, let me tell you, our engagement is off. Off? Why? Because of that wretch Lillian? Shut up. When did your mouth get so foul? My mouth is foul? Did I say anything wrong? I heard everything. She's now Michael's fiancée. She came back just to ruin the Sterling Group. Shut your mouth. She must have been in cahoots with Michael long ago. She deliberately got close to you just to send news secretly to her lover. I told you to stop it, but she harmed my sister. She's a terrible woman, terrible. Catherine's voice rose in hysteria. You hit me. You hit me for her. I'm sorry, Catherine. Our engagement won't proceed. Alexander, I will make you completely give up on Lillian. Mrs. Davies, her face pale and drawn, sat in her hospital bed. Mrs. Sterling, Mr. Sterling already divorced me officially. You should call me Miss Lillian. Miss Lillian, what's the matter? Mr. Sterling is still not satisfied with the details of the merger. This is already the 7th draft revised by my legal team. What exactly does Alexander want? Mr. Sterling said if you want him to sign, you have to talk to him in person. He's pushing it, Mrs. Davies. No, Miss Lillian. During the time you were gone, Mr. Sterling went crazy looking for you. I can honestly tell he cares about you a lot. Cares? He's just afraid he'll have no one to bother. The day you left, he fainted from excessive blood loss. Such a deep wound. He looked for you after waking up. He really cares about you. I'll go talk to him. Lillian, don't go soft on him. Lillian entered Alexander's office, her expression wary. Yo, Miss Lillian. You finally come to me? This has been revised 7 times. I've met all your requirements. Why won't you sign? What if I just don't sign it? What can you do to me? Make a request. What? I said make a request. What will it take to sign? Okay then, I want you to promise me to call off your engagement. That's my condition. Are you all right? You don't really think my injury hasn't healed till now? You tricked me? Well, will you agree or not? Since Mr. Sterling is being aggressive, then go talk to my legal team. Goodbye. Still trying to help Michael? Hello, Alexander. Mrs. Davies is now well. Come quickly. What? I'll be right there. Mom, what happened? Alexander, someone just tried to hurt your mom. Luckily, I saw it and stopped it. Otherwise, your mom... Tell me what happened. It was Lillian. She found out that Mrs. Davies is alive. To eliminate future threats, she sent someone to hurt her. Alexander, Lillian even tried to hurt my sister for a heart transplant. Now to take over the Sterlings, she wants to hurt Mrs. Davies. It's a good thing I was there. Otherwise, your mom... Catherine's voice trailed off, feigning distress. Miss Taylor, playing the victim is a pretty smart move. You still dare to come here? Alexander, put her into prison. Don't ever let her out. Lillian, don't you have anything to say to me? Explain? Why should I explain anything to you? When I wanted to explain, you sent me to prison for 5 years. I wanted to find the real culprit, but I lost my baby and my grandma. This gut-wrenching effort to clear my name, I'm done with it today. I want to gouge out the eyes of her and see what she did to me. Lillian, you're crazy. This slap is for hurting Samantha. You were friends for 20 years, yet you harmed her for a man. This slap is for hurting Grandma. She loved and protected you with all her heart, but you only cared about yourself. This slap is for my unborn baby. He had nothing against you, but you drugged him. And this slap is for what you did to me. Because of your schemes these years, my family is ruined. Catherine's voice rose in hysteria. Alexander, she's gone mad. Alexander, why do I feel like what she's saying is true? Alexander, how can you believe what a crazy person is saying? She said I harmed many people. Where's the proof or witnesses? I am the witness, Mrs. Davies' weak voice called out. Mom, you're awake. Quick, get up. She locked us up and tried to hurt us with poison gas. When she was trying to do that, she confessed all her crimes. She did right in front of us. I really regret trusting you for so many years. Alexander, you can't believe what she said. It's not like that. Get out. Sam, take her to the police station. Alexander, no, please, Alexander, please, you can't believe what she said. It's not like that. Alexander! Sam led Catherine away, her protest fading into the distance. Sam, take care of my mom, okay? Alexander said, his voice strained. Lillian, wait. Lillian? I'm sorry. I misunderstood you before. I'm sorry. Alexander reached out to touch her, but Lillian recoiled. Alexander, let go of me. You think a simple sorry can fix everything between us, right? You want the company, right? Fine, I'll give you the company. All the shares, all yours. I'll sign it today. Alexander, you think this can make up for everything you've put me through? Dream on. Let me tell you, I'll get the company my own way. You'll never repay what you owe me. What you owe me. You'll never repay it. Okay, Alexander pleaded, his voice desperate. If you come back, you can hurt me however you want. Lillian, you still love me, right? Alexander, I'm so tired. I've never really understood you. You're irritable and moody. You sent me to prison before, and now give me the company. I don't trust you anymore. Don't see each other again. Lillian, I'll end you. You didn't. You say I could never repay what I owe you? Well, now I'm giving you my life. Alexander! Lillian watched in horror as Alexander collapsed, a knife protruding from his chest. Call doctor. Green, quick. Alexander, hang in there. Lillian, I beg you, let me out. Okay, this place is scary. I didn't hurt anyone, yet I was framed to be imprisoned for 5 years. You're the one who hurt people and don't regret it. You think you can get out of here? You'll spend your rest in here. Lillian, I'm warning you. Let me out. I'm Sterling Group's CEO's wife. Oh yeah, tell you what. Alexander's still in the hospital because of what you did to him. He's unconscious. That's impossible. How come I would hurt Alexander? It must be you. You're framing me. Lillian, please just let me out. Okay, let me out, and I'll tell you a secret. What secret? Do you know why I framed you? Because I found out Alexander loved the wrong person? What do you mean? The one Alexander always loved was the girl who sang to him when he was a kid, Samantha. But Samantha never met him as a child, so I knew he loved the wrong person. Ha 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 ha. So you were always my target. Catherine, you'll never get out of here. Just you wait and see. I am Alexander Sterling's wife. Lillian stood over Alexander's unconscious form in the hospital, tears streaming down her face. Grandma, my baby, Samantha, you can rest in peace now. I thought you were really that cruel and would never come back. How is he? Probably, huh? He won't wake up. Why are you so foolish? Alexander, who allowed you to take a hit for me? I haven't finished hating you yet. Wake up, please, wake up, please, please wake up. Even if it's not for me, for Sterling Group, wake up. Okay, Sterling Group can't. Oh, right, don't worry, please don't worry. Michael Moore stood beside Lillian, his expression gentle and supportive. Michael, thank you so much for helping me when I needed it most. Tell me, can't you really marry me? Are you in love with him? I don't know. You're in love with him. I was still one step behind. Michael, can I have back all the Sterling shares in your hands? Okay, anyway, Sterling's case is you who followed up. Can I know the reason? Alexander isn't here right now. I have to hold the Sterlings for him. I knew it. Thank you, Michael. Wait, I really loved you. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Lillian addressed the Sterling Group board, her voice strong and clear. I announce that crisis has been totally resolved. From now on, the Moore Group won't interfere with our internal affairs. Lillian returned to Alexander's bedside, her voice soft and tender. Alexander, I've kept the Sterling Group. When will you wake up? Sam approached, his face etched with concern. Mrs. Sterling, where's Alexander? Mrs. Sterling, listen to me, say something. Mrs. Sterling, listen to me. Where is he? Say something. Sam pleaded, his voice breaking. Lillian, her voice trembling with emotion, finally spoke. Lillian, hey, Mrs. Sterling, I wanted to explain to you. Mr. Sterling woke up, went for you. I didn't have a chance to speak. Marry me. A faint smile touched Lillian's lips. No, it's okay. When you want to get married, we'll get married.